what could be the teaching of the experience of life? I would say focus, or to mention a famous author in this, the present moment. Eckhart Tolle. Life is just an invitation to embrace what just is in order to truly appreciate the pleasant stimulation of the spectrum. We must endure the unpleasant ones long enough. Those bad experiences are gifts that we mostly spend our lives refusing. We flee them until the pressure gets too strong, and at some point it leads us to let go. In other words, we must immerse ourselves into both sides of polarity to finally reach to this 0 point of equilibrium. What is the ultimate conspiracy? The universe, the source, etc., whatever you like to call it, sends us everything we need to learn and build our ability to be present, focused on what is all around us, on what we feel, because this is the only way we can expand our attention. This is the only way we can become able to process more and more informations around us. We must face it, our fifth senses only provide us a mere portion of what surrounds us. And it's all filtered by our mind. The ultimate challenge is to let go of this filtering process from the mind. This part that seeks control, division, good versus evil, guilt, manipulation. Let's explore some examples. If we get too attached to positive things, it can lead to addictions. Sex, drugs, games. Those activities are all neutral in essence, but the way we expose ourselves to it isn't. So if we experience it out of lack or desire to flee the mind, it becomes an addiction. To talk about personal experience, I've discovered that for a long time, the way I experienced sex was a bit addictive. But why was I addicted to it? Why did I feel a lack whenever I couldn't practice? It is the state of presence, because intimacy, physical intimacy at that time was the only way I was actually able to be present, to be fully present. But only be present to the positive things is somewhat fleeing reality. Another practice was gaming, because I used to spend a lot of time playing games, and I discovered that that was a way to flee the mind, to flee this non-stopping hamster running in its cage. Hopefully, this mechanism exists for our own good. It leads us to the opposite, to the unpleasant part that we actually flee, the backfire, up until you accept both sides of this polarity. Too positive, when it's too negative, it can lead to depression. Then we fall down really deep. We fully experience the worst parts of the mind, the overanalysis process of what surrounds us, the self depreciation, and even self harm, which becomes a teachable experience. At one point, this mind gets numb, and the state of presence arises. I could even say that people who feel the need to self inflict injuries are just experiencing mindfulness. It's an attempt to train this focus ability, to focus on the feelings, the sensation, even though those are unpleasant. At one point, this extreme negativity triggers our surroundings. This is how we get help, and we get access to guidance, to people who have the ability to heal, well, to make us discover our self-healing abilities more accurately. And once we fully heal from this extreme negativity, it's a rebirth. It's the rise of our inner phoenix from its ashes. From this point, since the worst has been experienced, then the best becomes all the more precious and truly appreciated. Whether we lose ourselves to too much positivity or too much negativity, it leads us to learn the main lesson, which is to get less attached to the extreme positive experiences, to get high, whether drugs or alcohol, orgasms, the pleasant feeling when we win, and also to get more accepting of the extreme negative experiences, pain, anxiety, frustrations. One exercise that I could advise you to use in order to reach this 0 point of equilibrium is what many people say these days: to be in nature. For example, to lie on the grass, ideally with the most skin exposure possible. And one difficult exercise, but that can truly be mind-blowing, is, for example, to let an insect walk on your body. We all have the reflex to make it go away or crush it, but truly embrace the interaction. Focus your attention on its little feet going on your skin, going along different parts of your body. And along this process, you'll discover that it is nor unpleasant nor particularly pleasant. It just is. You're experiencing the state of being, the state of ultimate acceptance of everything that is. And at one point, a simple cool breeze or the sun on your skin will feel like almost a bliss.